Hey guys, today we're going to learn a last loop and then we're going to be done with the loops. So, in the last tutorial we learned the while loop. So what the while loop said is, if this condition is true, then do the stuff inside the curly braces. So now what we're going to do is learn the for loop. So the for loop is similar to the while loop, yet different. It's a lot easier in my opinion. So what we're going to do is type in the word for, then we're going to put two parentheses, then what we're going to do is put curly braces, and then what we put inside the parentheses is first we put the variable and semicolon, then what we do is we put the condition, and then what we do is we put the change in the variable. And this is actually supposed to be a semicolon. So first thing we do is we declare a variable. Then what we do is put a condition, and if that condition is true, it will go to the loop. And then we change the variable. So we usually it's an increment or decrement. So let's get started. So my variable is going to be x for this tutorial. And my condition is if x is greater than 0, do the loop. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the variable, and we're going to put x minus minus. And right here we're just going to make x equal 100, I guess. Now, this may be a bit confusing, so how about I make it like this? If x is less than 50, then go x plus plus, and we'll make x equal 0. And it will already equal 0. So now what it does the loop basically 50 times. So this is easier than the while loop, because in the while loop we would have to declare a variable first up here. Then we would have to say x plus plus in the actual code, and then just easier in my opinion. Anyway, so just like another explanation, here we set a variable. So the variable is x. So x is going to be a number. So then it says, is x less than 50? Is it? Since we didn't set any value for x, it's just automatically going to equal 0. So that means it is less than 50. Then it's going to say x plus plus. So 0 plus 1 is 1. Then 1 plus 1, 2, 3. And that means it will just keep on doing this code till x equals 50. Because 50 is not less than 50. 50 is equal to 50. So just going to keep on echoing the code in here. Well, not echoing, I'm just going to run the code in here. So let's see an example. So I'm going to put code, I guess, and just run the page. Okay, now what? So why do we get this error? Well, it's not an error, just a notice. That means it's saying that x is undefined because we didn't give it a value. So if we go here, we're just declaring the variable x. We're not giving it a value. So it's not really an error, just a warning. So what we do to get rid of this is come down here and click this. Then go to PHP, then go to PHP settings. And then up here, just display errors, uncheck that. And now what we do is we refresh the page. Boom, the errors are gone. So it did exactly what the code said it to do. So right over here, declare the variable x. It didn't set a value. So here, PHP assumes x is a 0. So then over here it says x plus 1 plus, so that means 1. Then it does this code, and then it comes back here. The variable x is already set. Says it's still, this condition is still true, and now it equals 2. and now it goes here. And it keeps on going, but once it gets to 49, it does this. This is 2. And it goes here and does it again. But then when it gets over here in 49, this turns into 50. So it still does the lines of code, because for now it's still true. But then it turns into 50. It knows, hey, this is not true. And then it goes and does the lines of code below it. Which in this case, I don't really have any lines of code below it. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to echo X just to show that it does indeed say it 50 times. And we're just going to be neat and start a new line. And boom. So first time it's 0. So it's nothing. And then 50. So you may be saying, this is not 59, it's a 49 over here. Now, why did I say 50 times? Because the first time, it didn't say anything, so there's an extra one right up here. And it just says this because X is undefined, it doesn't have any value. Which then makes it a 0, or null, I guess you could say. So, that's the for each loop. This loop is really helpful, and in the next tutorial, we'll bring all of this together, I guess. Or did I say we're going to continue with arrays? Well, we'll just bring everything in one, and then we'll finish with arrays, okay? So, yeah.